fine.
Okay.
No, you can play during the show. I don't want to scare anybody at the start, though.
Too bad I can't see anything. Oh, or at least not see Chris.
Wait, you can't see Brian?
No, I cannot see Brian. Can you see Brian, John?
No, I do not.
I just see Chris's angry mouth.
Yeah, I just see Chris's angry mouth.
Oh, well. Well, hey, guys, we just started the show, so, this is CrunchCast number 23.
Woo!
We're back again, and as always, you can check us out at crunchstudios.com. You can subscribe on YouTube, same on Vimeo, and apparently John made a Facebook page for us too, so you can like that. I don't think there's any content up yet, but yeah,
hold on.
And you can follow us on Twitter. There's a CrunchCast freaking Twitter account. Social media, people. What is going on here?
Well, once we add some stuff to the CrunchCast page, I'm starting inviting people like crazy.
Is there a way that we could have our Twitter like automatically retweet all of our tweets, or would that?
What? Well, there's the CrunchCast list, which has you on the list, so everything you tweet goes into that list, and that shows up on crunchstudios.com.
Okay.
Because on the site, I've got the Twitter feed for the actual site, the CrunchCast Twitter account, and the CrunchCast regular guests. So like all you guys are on it. There's a few other people on it too.
I was wondering how the lists work because I'm still new to Twitter.
I just figured it out.
I just hatched.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, you basically just add people to a list. I think John is listed on like 1,000 lists or something stupid like that. He's listed.
I am listed. And I just broke 1,000 followers.
Yeah, you lucky.
Wow.
Send me some of those guys. I mean, I just got on Twitter a little while ago. I mean, not a little while ago, a few months back. So I'm only at like 100 and something, but it's cool.
I think I got like 53.
It's cool 55. When you like tweet something and people get happy about it. Like, you know, whatever. Like Macon posted a bunch of brushes on Polycount. I tweeted those and it was like instantly got a ton of followers and people were favoriting it and retweeting it. It's interesting how that works. It's like it's not even my content, but I love Macon's work and he's got really, he released awesome brushes, and he's got a pretty good body too because he released his his reference pictures for drawing people, which has it's basically folders that all artists have. It's just anatomy of men and women, and it's the idea is to try to get good quality pictures that show off a lot of muscle groups. But he's also in pretty good shape and had a whole bunch of pictures of himself in there. And I told him, I'm like, hey, there's a bunch of pictures of you in here, and he's like, oh shit.
That's awesome.
It's one of those things like, hey, I just released my public reference files, or my private reference files publicly, and my pictures are in there by accident. He's just trying to like get laid.
Yeah.
When you look good, man, I accidentally released my picture.
Do you have any pictures, Brian?
What? Do I have any pictures?
Brian, Facebook.
Yeah. I just post them right on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
He posted this. Brian recently posted this before and after shots.
Brian straight up doesn't give a damn.
I don't like to post pictures of myself with my shirt off, but I was like really shocked when I saw the difference because I used to think that I was big, and those pictures were taken like 2 years ago.
Big.
And I thought I was big then, but no, I was just a scrawny kid.
Yeah. What do you
look at those now? Damn, dude.
What's up?
I'm looking at those now. Damn, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in a year, Brian did put on quite a good amount of quality lean muscle. I mean, yeah, he's. Do you know? Could you say exactly how many pounds for sure? It's got to be at least 20 pounds.
In the before pictures, I weighed about 150 to 155, and right now I weigh about 170 on average.
Oh yeah,
so
it's at least 50. It looked like 20. It looks like 20 pounds because you're also about 6'2", 6'3". What are you?
I'm only 6.
Really? No way. I gotta measure you.
I'm actually I'm just 6 foot.
Gotta measure you because you are like.
No, you're easily 6'2". I'm
easily.
I slouch, but I'm technically I think 5'10", 5'10 and a half.
Nice.
And you're quite a bit larger.
I'm gonna get the Lufkin measuring tape.
All right.
Brian's got some nice delts.
I'll get my high heels.
Nice delts. But yeah, Brian got in really good shape when Brian started working at Ophonic.
I started eating again because I was making money.
Yeah, he started eating because he was making money. But he just got into working out and as much everybody knows how stupidly much I am a nerd. Like it's one thing to be like, oh, just work out, I'm a jarhead. I'm actually like a nerd for working out. Like I know all these people and things, and being an artist, I also know a lot about anatomy that I knew beforehand. So those kind of parallel and work together well. So I can be like, oh, this and that muscle does this, and blah blah blah. It kind of helps.
Yep, and
techniques.
Even your YouTube account name is a reference
Dr.
to that.
Squats and Milk. Yeah, that's. Dude, okay, here's the thing with my usernames on a lot of sites. Usually, what I like to do is I like to come up with a name on my for users on sites that I didn't use that much. And this was back in '07 when I originally made that YouTube account, just so I could click the dirty videos they put on there. But I always like to come up with usernames that I think are funny, so that somebody down the road might, like, if I ever put up a video that someone linked, they would use that username and say that put up a video, and it's like I make that person kind of look stupid for even having to say that name. So when I made that one video that was the silly remake of Overblood in UDK, based on the Super Replay they did on Game Informer, that made news on Game Informer, so they posted it. And they're like, Dr. Squats and Milk posted this video. And I'm like, yeah. There's that stupid. Yeah, it's doctor. It's so stupid. It's so stupid, man. But yeah, he's got a degree in being an asshole. But and on the UDK forum, my name is Max Power, which is
nice.
The name Homer gave himself in The Simpsons because he got it from a hairdryer. But and it's so funny when I go to GDC and people are like, hey, are you Max Power? I'm like, gotcha.
Win.
Yeah, it's not like I hide my name or anything. It's it's all over my website.
You've been killed by your mom.
Oh yeah. Good times. So do you guys have any fun with usernames, or you don't even care? Boring. So
I like Masochismo.
Masochismo, that's a pretty good one. Hey, I just want to ask you, Jesse, how's your Austin meetups?
The which ones?
I don't know. You're the one doing all the shows.
Oh well, we have a Polycount meetup coming up next Tuesday down at Opal Divines, up off of Mopac and Palmer.
That's gonna be fun.
There's that, and we're doing a sketch group still every Wednesday. Today's was a little bit of a downer because all the college students are out at the coffee shops right now studying for their finals. So we had it at a coffee shop, and it was just terrible. I mean, it was just so busy. So that was kind of a bust. And we got a game dev. You have a game dev beer night coming up, don't you, John?
No, we're not. We're not doing any until next year because it's holiday season and holiday party season. And the night we usually do them got taken up by another group that's doing a game dev thing. Sort of. Well, I don't really want to get into it, but next year we'll be doing some. I am going to be speaking at the IGDA Micro Talks on Friday, December 18th, though, on the subject of freelancing and whatnot. That's have you ever been to one of those, Jesse?
No, I sure haven't.
So the local IGDA lately has been renting out our local PBS station's TV studio, and they invite 5 or 6 speakers up to do 10-minute talks each. So like everything from like art to design to production to programming to just whatever. They usually get really interesting speakers I love listening to, and it's just a really tightly compressed, short format, just like burst of knowledge for just about an hour, and they've been getting really, really good. It's a really great space. I mean, it's where like Willie Nelson and a ton of other famous musicians have performed on that stage,
right?
And we got some kind of, the IGDA. I'm not the IGDA. The IGDA got some kind of really sweet deal where they're able to get like sponsorships and not quite grants, but just they're swinging some kind of crazy deal to get such a sweet space. But they asked me to speak again for the 3rd time, so I'll be doing that in about 11 days, which should be pretty fun.
Excellent.
But as far as Austin game devy things coming up, it's just
Yeah,
Nice.
So
yeah.
We agree.
Yeah, I was just checking out your picture here,
Wait,
Jesse.
no.
It does look like it was pretty crowded in the. All like, what is it?
There's
5
9 of us
people
on one.
crowded around one little table there. Actually, no, there's more. Yeah, I see the
There
other
should be
people.
9.
Yeah, there's people behind you.
What all's going on over there in Colorado?
It's been cold.
Yeah.
It actually was it yesterday, Brian, or the day before? It dropped down to like 0 and it snowed a lot. I still ride my bike to work. I don't give a fuck. I was actually posted pictures of it as well. So yeah.
Usually I'm fine with the cold, but whenever I'm sick or I feel like I'm getting sick, I try to not go outside, obviously, and I try to get a lot of rest. And this week I kind of had a sore throat, but that was it. It's weird. I just have a sore throat.
And that pissed you off so much because you couldn't work out?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you got to breathe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I am pissed because I worked out since last Monday. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Vitamin C and vitamin D3, bro.
Yeah, that's what I've been popping all sorts of vitamins.
Delicious vitamins. Hey, this Friday, apparently, the Inside Gaming Gamers Choice Awards, they have a special announcement about Ilphonic and Nexus.
Oh, cool.
Hell
So,
yeah.
I know what that is, but I can't tell you. No, it's cool. You'll like it.
It's all about me.
It's real time. That's what matters.
It's actually set in the Pulp Fiction universe.
Yeah, it's set in the Pulp Fiction universe.
I might play that.
In a land before time, where dinosaurs ruled the earth.
Yeah,
Oh, man,
Flint's a playable character.
I got a real embarrassing story about that too. Yeah.
Do you want to share it, or are you contemplating?
I'm contemplating it. It's a pretty embarrassing story. Maybe on the next CrunchCast, actually. But it involves masturbation and The Land Before Time.
Wow. Let's change the names to protect the guilty. So, like, if you're referring to yourself, just choose someone else's name.
Well, if you go to that Bad Dragon website, you can get all that shit.
Oh, for God's sake.
That was crazy when that thing went viral when Skyrim came out, because they had the Skyrim set where you could buy. It came with a copy of Skyrim and then like a dragon dildo.
We should endorse some free stuff.
You didn't see that? That went totally viral.
I heard about it.
I don't think I've seen that either.
Oh well, you didn't miss too much, but it was really funny. You know, for people that like jokes about sex.
Oh, who likes that?
Only dudes.
I have kind of I don't know if it's a funny or interesting story, but this weekend I went out on Saturday night, like I usually do, just for fun with my buddy.
Oh yeah.
And
oh, like this is the car story?
Yeah. I got really drunk. Like this was the drunkest I've been in a long time. And
Allegedly.
well, yeah. But I was dancing with this girl and I had a great time, which I'll come back to that. That doesn't have anything to do with the story. But anyways, I was really happy walking home. And the roads were pretty icy that night. This was when it was like 0 degrees or whatever. So the roads were really icy, and this car stopped, like slammed on its brakes, and like slid right in front of me. If I had been 4 feet farther ahead, I would have been hit by this car.
Jesus.
And I'm completely wasted. So it's stopped in front of me, and I roll over the hood of the car. Just because I'm drunk, and I was kind of pissed at the guy. I kind of did one of those arm things, like, "What are you doing?" And I rolled over the hood of the car, and then one of the girls in the back seat started screaming at me, like yelling at me, like she was pissed off. So I went and leaned on the car, and I was like, "How you doing?" And she reached her hand out, like she was sitting in the middle in between two of her friends, and she reached across and tried to grab my neck. Like I felt her nails like scratch my neck a little bit, and so I was like, "Oh crap, I better get out of here." And this is like I do a lot of stupid shit when I'm drunk, obviously, but this is probably one of the stupidest. But anyways, I'm walking away, and as I'm walking away, one of the guys got out of the passenger seat and tackled me from behind. And he just held me down. And I've never been in a fight, but I've always told myself that I will never start a fight. I will only punch someone or attack someone if they attack me first. So I was waiting for like them to punch me or kick me, and then I'd try to defend myself. But he just held me down and was like whispering in my ear. He's like, don't do it," or something. I don't know what he was saying. But anyways, so he's holding me down. Another guy was standing up next to me who I thought was going to like kick me in or something, but he didn't do anything. And then this girl gets out and she starts smacking me on the face, like real hard, smacking me on the face. And anyways, I'm not going to do anything to a girl, so I just stand up laughing, and they all get back in their car and drive away, and I'm completely fine. I kind of felt like I know I deserved it, but I felt kind of bad.
They sound more douchey than anything, and they almost fucking hit you. You know,
yeah.
They kind of owe you. Getting mad at you for almost hitting you is fucking retarded.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have rolled across the hood of the car, but I thought it was pretty funny to do.
Well, that is really funny.
It just really makes me mad when people drive like idiots when the roads are that icy.
Oh yeah. Well,
And
You don't have to tell me. I ride my bike every day. So people own cars just want you to die.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy's on a bike. I'm killing.
But
This
anyways,
dude's walking. He's going. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. 2 points.
And Brian, if it's any consolation, if it's any comfort, know that those 5 people are going to think you're an asshole forever and are probably still talking about you.
actually,
He's fucking gay.
actually, one of the guys was nice enough to help me up. So I was like,
that's cool.
And while the other guy was standing next to him, the guy that I thought was going to kick me, so the guy that helped me up, I was like, I want to introduce myself to this guy. So I introduced myself to him, and we said goodbye, and I walked away. And
Did you kiss?
yeah,
Did you get his
made
number?
out.
Get his number.
Get
Get
his
them
number.
digits.
Going on a date.
Go to the steam room.
Tomorrow night. But
Look,
anyways,
look at
that
the girl and say, "Bitch, this is what you ain't getting." Snap, snap.
yeah, dude, something. That girl was pissed off. It couldn't have been like maybe it was her car or something. But how could you get that pissed off over that? I don't know. Whatever.
Well, some people get like pissed off at McDonald's
At McDonald's.
and you're like, oh, I want my sandwich.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
then and they like jump on the counter and start kicking. It's crazy. People are crazy sometimes.
Rage.
Sometimes you just gotta chill out. Or like Joe Rogan says, a lot of people haven't ever been punched. Like haven't ever really been punched, like hit.
Yeah.
Because if you've never really been hit, then you're not really scared of that kind of thing happening to you.
And I guess I've never really been hit.
Sometimes people just
Me either.
I mean, I played football and got hit with my helmet on and stuff.
Back when I was wrestling, dude, I got hit in the head by this big dude. He like got into wrestling by winning a tough man competition and giving the prize winnings, the money, right to the trainer. So he was a bad dude. But he was cool. I mean, he like put on a front to you guys, but I was like, whatever, dude. And he was like, oh, you're cool then. So we were cool. We like hung out and went to dinner and stuff. But in my very first match, it was against him, and he hit me so fucking hard in the face that I felt like I was kind of unconscious for a second, but my whole head, like the whole side of my head all the way around to the back hurt for like the next 4 days.
Yep.
Jesus.
And it's just, this dude, like, he full on walloped me, and I've been hit before, but usually when it's like a big dude, like we had this one guy in wrestling that was just the super huge fat guy, and he just hit me one time. It was like a clothesline that accidentally went across the side of my face. He was like, holy shit. And he's like, a big dude hits you? It's a whole different story than some little guy.
So I feel like I need to get hit. Like there was another night when I was drunk at the office.
Well, not on purpose, but
Yeah.
we'll go down to the
end?
boxing. We'll get Ben to bring in a pair of gloves.
Yeah. Oh God.
Give you
I'd be
a
dead.
body shot. Nothing in the head.
Just a body shot.
Nothing in the head. You don't want to do anything stupid. There's no reason to ever get hit in the head. It's stupid.
Yeah.
That shit accumulates. Like, if you actually seriously want to go into, like, boxing or, like, training or something like that, you really got to think about, the accumulation of blows to the head, and that's all there is to it, man. It's like, in the long term, boxers and soccer players are pretty much, brain dead.
Yeah. I just feel like it probably needs to be done because I'm a stupid little kid right now. I should probably stop
Just take a
across
body
the
shot from
cars.
Ben.
Anyways, that girl I was dancing with on Saturday, I have a date with her tomorrow night, but
Oh, yeah.
I ended up, while we were texting, I was like, where do you live? And she's like, oh, I live on blah, blah, and blah, blah, in the Gotham building. And I was like, oh, no way. That's literally right across the street from where I live.
And for those that don't know, she's Batman.
She's but
No one would ever suspect.
I kind of hope things work out. I don't remember what she looked like though.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I just remember that she was really skinny because I could pick her up while we were dancing. But that's
Okay.
all I remember.
You could pick up
Chicks
anything.
love that.
Yeah.
What's your clean and press?
215.
215?
Yeah, 215 is my max.
Shit.
I don't know if I couldn't do that right now. I haven't worked out since last
Oh.
Monday.
You need to eat a bunch of sushi, and then you're good.
Yeah, and then we'll be set.
Great combo.
So yeah, overall, it was probably the best night of my life.
That's awesome. There's a weekend.
Oh yeah. Did you guys have any interesting? Well, besides the masturbation with.
No,
With-
that was
with-
a while back.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do much this weekend. Actually, stayed in and worked on my my Mutant League entry.
Oh yay, Mutant League. This is challenge on Polycount right now. It goes through the month of December. It's basically making kind of like an environment and or character at sort of a lower spec, somewhere that mid-range, kind of like consoles. So yeah.
Yeah, it's there's some pretty good entries down there. I'd suggest anyone that is interested to go check it out.
I was interested in. I actually wanted to do something, but Skyrim. No, we're wrapping up the game, and the holidays are coming up, so I don't have any time to. It would be fun just to kind of tinker around, but I wouldn't want to like waste everybody's time by posting a thread of me just dicking around, like pretty much everyone does in a contest. They just post and dick around for a while.
Yeah.
When's the contest over?
It was 5 weeks from the launch dates, but I honestly don't know. I'm just kind of doing my thing. I don't really.
It's interesting. There's some fun stuff in there.
I see.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I should enter one of these days. It's been so long since I really, really got into making art.
You know what we ought to do, John, is me and you ought to tag team up on something like the good old days.
That would be fun.
Me and John used to make so many player models.
Oh, tons.
What were you saying, Jess?
I was just saying, this is my first contest since... Oh, man. I don't know. Like, I attempted to enter Dominance War 1, and I kind of tinkered with the idea of Dominance War 2, but before that, this is like my first contest in probably like 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Wow.
I enjoy them. Me and John destroyed Dom War 1.
No, that was my first normal map character.
Yeah.
And God, that thing was terrible.
That was pretty much everybody's first normal map character. Because I was so happy. I was so happy it was forcing it in on people. Because so many people weren't touching that shit yet. And I'd already made a bunch of stuff, so I was pretty much good to go. But, man, normal
This was
maps.
when normal maps first came out.
Yeah. I can't wait for them to get out, too.
What's next?
I don't know. Some kind of like a mesh deformation height map or something.
Yeah.
Mega textures.
It's just going to be all polygons.
All polygons.
Billions.
I've been already doing some crazy shit with voxels.
Nope.
Nerbs. It's all nerbs.
Yeah, why do beast lines have to be rational? Can't they be irrational? I was never cool with that.
Alright, you guys keep chatting. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Cool.
I gotta go somewhere where there's an interesting fucking conversation.
Dude, I'll tell you what. We just need to stick to some games. So yeah, it's one of the messages I got this week about the show is someone asking about a portfolio. Did we want to talk about that or not? I remember Jesse was like, "I can talk all day."
I mean, that's just up to you guys. If you guys really feel like we should do that, yeah, I could go off on this guy's work probably for a couple hours.
Oh, we could just keep it simple and just say.
Well, do we have to? Should we like name the guy? I'm kind of against that, but see what you guys thought.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a Polycount user.
bad.
His art is good. I think his portfolio is in his signature, but I want to mention. But no, in short, it was just a character art portfolio. It was pretty decent. And the main critique was just more wires because he had a lot of nice beauty shots, but no real construction shots. So,
Yeah.
Not for the ones I really wanted to see.
right.
Yeah, actually, that
Maybe if we
I
could just
could
keep
go
it
over
general, like general advice type stuff.
for instance, this guy here in the armor, he really only has a wire of the front view, and I kind of want to see the side view. Even his actual character render, he's got kind of a 3/4 front and kind of a calling it 3/4 is kind of.
Oh yeah,
it's
so
not
you don't
3/4
even
at all,
know
but-
he might have a flat butt.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put those profile
There's John
shots in there.
Cena jorts on.
But yeah, I agree. Like more angles, and I want to see the sculpt.
Yeah, because to me, I think his high-res sculpts appear to be pretty nice. I mean, the alien up on top looks pretty cool.
Yeah. People love construction shots. One thing that I think is a great addition to portfolios is when people have those progress shots. Like they have you take like a screen grab every once in a while you're working on something, so you can show some of the steps. That's a nice feature because it also kind of to me it kind of validates your work as well. It's like, oh yeah, this guy made this. There's this thing.
No, totally.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Here he is showing how he made it.
Yeah, all those like Fraps videos of the ZBrush models and all that
See,
stuff.
when somebody puts up videos of them painting or ZBrushing or anything, it's like the ultimate validation of that guy can do it.
Yeah.
It's like Slipgate when he did his Dominance War entry. He had videos of everything while he was modeling. That was pretty
That's
neat.
cool, man. And
Yeah,
it's
show
also
your work.
show your work. It's like long division. Remember in math class when you're in school, show your work. Oh, it's always so stupid because the way my brain worked with math, I was kind of a whiz. I would just look at problems, but it's this. And I'm not like a smart guy, and it didn't really translate to a higher education or anything in high school. I'm talking about elementary math here, folks. But it always pissed me off that I had to show my work. I'm like, why? The answer is this, and I could name off stuff to like point blah blah blah. But that's just how my brain worked at the time. Now I'm old and stupid and slow, and no one likes me. So I made this YouTube show to try to get over. God.
But you're very self-aware and perceptive.
Yeah.
Correct.
Hey, that's
All
what's
yours.
important. You got to be.
But and actually, just interesting random tidbit I learned. If someone tells you how much they make per hour, if you double that number and add 3 zeros, that's roughly what they make in a year.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, actually, that
14.
is.
You're the
works
math
for me.
magician. And by the way,
Learned it on
if you
Reddit.
like TED Talks, check out the Math Magician TED Talk. That
Carry
one is
one.
awesome. That dude is a genius.
I need to devote more time to that.
By
TED
pi.
Talks?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I don't think
thousands
I've ever
of them.
watched more than 5 minutes of one.
All the TED Talks are amazing. If you just want to watch something and be like, these people are smart, just watch TED Talks. Every once in a while you'll get a kind of a doofus on there, but, there's over 1,000, so you can't be all winners.
There's wheat, there's chaff.
Yeah, even Tony Robbins was really good. The guy's made a career at motivating. He's a sports psychologist, so he knows what he's talking about.
I don't know who Tony Robbins is, but I like the way you said it.
Tony Robbins. He's got these huge teeth, like me.
From a Family Guy episode.
Yeah, they did a spoof on him, but he's actually like a really intelligent guy, and he like when there's like a sports psychology issue, like somebody's like not excelling at sports. A lot of people don't know about sports. Is like psychology and mental is such a huge part of it. Like when a fighter loses 2 fights in a row, a lot of times they just fade into non-existence anymore because of the mental destruction it does. They forget the fact that, well, before you lost those 2 fights, you were the champion or something like that. You know what I mean? There's a huge mental thing. So Tony Robbins is one of those guys. He's a sports. Well, I don't know if that's exactly all he does, but motivational speaking type guy. But he's got some smart things to say for general motivation and feeling good.
I'll have to listen to some of his stuff.
You have to feel good, Brian. If you don't think right. So yeah,
That's Jesse.
this guy. The problem
I was
is those
looking at-
guys are forgetting that they're on a podcast and they're just on the internet right now, goofing off.
I'm actually working on a CrunchCast logo.
Oh, you are?
Once I-
See,
once
you're
I-
sitting there drawing.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here drawing.
I need to
I'm
actually
like,
post up release a wallpaper of Brian's skeleton hand, CrunchCast
Skeleton
logo.
hand. I'm working on it. I was just blocking in some letters and stuff.
Cool. And I just sent a message to our little group chat. So it's all related, man. I'm listening.
I was actually laughing at one of John's messages that he just
Oh
sent.
yeah, John. Basically, for the folks at home, what John does, we have like a little group chat thing that we do for if we have to send links back and forth because those guys are in Austin in a different house and we're in Denver, and so yeah. But and sometimes we need to relay information about something we're talking about. But yeah. So John just likes to spam ridiculous things. Like I don't even want to go into it. And like last week during the show, or maybe this is the last one or the one before. Jesse just texted me the word penis or something. Yeah, something like that. And it's
That's because John texted me the word penis.
yeah. So you
I'm
see,
supposed to have it on.
So we're just trying to have a show here, folks, but these guys they're just having a good time. They're doing exactly what Stinger posted that he didn't want. He wanted structure, which he's not going to get because this is the type of show I like.
I tried to do some kind of structure in the last show.
I feel really left out because I'm not in front of a computer and my cell phone's off.
Well, you've kind of got a computer, but
I'll mass text penis one of these days. You guys be ready.
you got it, Brian.
Prepare for your penis.
So that's okay. So John did pose an interesting question, I guess, for the smart way to present an environment level artist portfolio.
Like if you really want to go above and beyond and show how much you kick ass and just be the best you can. Chris, this is like Jess and Chris have the most experience with this. I think. What would make you think, okay, that guy's a fucking rock star?
As an environment art portfolio?
Yeah.
Well, I would have to see a real-time scene. But for one, usually what stands out more, like I like, corridors and interiors too, but sometimes it just seems like when people have big, huge outdoor scenes, something about that just seems to, kick ass. And it doesn't even you can, of course, the whole job of a game artist is smoke and mirrors. So really, I'm just saying, it's a corridor, but instead of a ceiling, you've got a sky. But one of the big things is when people have a nice high-res or HD video of their environment. Like it's some nice fly-throughs, and it looks really good, and it's in real time. And if they really want to, step up their game, if they want to up the ante, they allow it's a download, and it's like a UDK level, or one of those Unity scenes where you just click on it in the browser, and there it is, and you're playing it. If you can just really get into the scene, it's a real time game scene, so I should be playing it, right? Of course, the other side of that is the artist is a professional, and they're showing screenshots from the game they just did. Like when Crysis 2 came out, a few of the guys, like Helder Pinto and Simon Funches, post their portfolios, and those were just devastating portfolios, just awesome. It's like, wow, look at these. Why does it look this good? Oh yeah, it's Crysis 2. And you can play it, and it looks this good. So, those kind of... But when, those guys get their own, it's like a different level when you have, a high-level game. Like a AAA title, environment art with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus some guy that has a scene that they did that's amazing. Both are, awesome, but when you have something that's in an actual game some people can buy and play, it also has a little bit of that fanboy edge, I guess.
It shows that you can work with a team.
Yeah. It's also production value art, so it's gonna seem higher quality. But but not to say that people that don't have professional experience have
lower quality work.
Lower quality work, right? It's just there's something about when you really see a production value game. If you're on a project and it's pretty cool, but whatever, it's going to come out and it's going to look fine. But if you're on a big project where everything is highly scrutinized, you're getting the work that you're done, say you're an environment artist and you get a piece, but what you got is a whole team of people that collected reference art, or a team of concept artists that drew awesome concept art stuff that was if you saw the concept artist portfolio, you'd say that's awesome, and he'd have that one piece of concept art. And then if you saw the environment artist portfolio, he'd have that same environment based on that concept. It's awesome. These guys are awesome. They're both awesome because they're both awesome guys that work together. So it's more like a collaboration versus one guy making a scene himself.
Yeah.
So the production values are higher.
I'd be very also mindful about labeling them correctly and giving credit where credit is due.
Right. You gotta be careful with that.
Yeah, I'll see a piece of production art that looks super finished, and either this guy did the work of 5 men, or he did some aspect of this, but he's not saying which. And I'm going to be immediately suspicious if I can't tell exactly what it is, or if he doesn't show his work.
Yeah.
Like I saw an art studio that was just starting up to show like 30-second clips from The Matrix and 30-second clips from Lord of the Rings, saying, "Yeah, we some of our guys worked on this." They didn't say what they did.
Right.
Just like, no, I refuse to take you seriously. Fortunately, those guys end up being massive black, and they're pretty kick-ass. But still, when you don't break down the work like that, even if you can't show the other guy's work, I mean, always be very respectful of IP, copyrights, trademarks, proprietary materials. Only post what you have permission to post in your portfolio. If you can't show the concept art for whatever piece you're working on, at least say, label on the image, not in the text, on the image, concept art by, like by this guy, and then show the copyright for the company that owns that in the watermark. If it's outside the image, it can be easily lost, or people just skim over it and not see. But just let people know, if it's someone else did the lighting, if someone else did the texturing,
right?
Just say, who did what. I mean, and if you can, just like outside of the image, just throw a link to the guy's portfolio or website or something. I mean, it's not, you don't have to, but it's cool to do. Plus, when I love artists. When I'm looking for artists, looking through portfolios, I love artists that link to each other. Because if I find one guy that isn't quite right for what I'm looking for, I go to his links page and I look at all of his friends. If he's high quality, typically speaking, his friends are going to be high quality. And I found artists through that. So get the whole link action going back and forth as well.
Yeah, I can echo that statement for characters. If you look through my website, every image says exactly what I did with the character, and for most of them it's model, concept, and texture. But there are some where it's I only did the texture or I only did the model, and then I credit the person and say what they did on it, and then on the side of the image I'll have all the watermarks, Majesco Entertainment or whatever, just I put all that on there just so there will be no question as to who it belongs to.
There was a guy.
Respect IP and property.
Yeah.
There was a guy who posted some production art in his portfolio, and I know I've said this before, but when you mouse over the images, which are screenshots of the game basically, he masked out everything that he actually didn't make. Like apparently he made like buildings and like most of the environment stuff, but apparently he didn't make the skies, or like there was a few props and things here and there that he didn't make. So he actually, when you moused over the image, it masked it out. So it's like an animated. Beep, beep, doop, doop. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
and I thought that was a nice little feature. It's pretty cool.
Creative. And see, Chris found that and sent it to me, and we both became aware of that guy, and that's how it happens.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know, and no one's ever done that before. And I saw it, and I was like, "That's cool that he did that." And I'm pretty sure I bookmarked his portfolio, and I've got a huge list of those guys.
Yeah, because it could get a little tough when you're doing environments. Especially, if you're doing like set dressing and stuff, which is one of the tasks that I did on Ghostbusters on the firehouse was set dressing. So when I look at my screenshots, it's kind of difficult to be like, well, how am I going to show exactly what parts of the set I dressed? But yeah, that's a good idea.
And those that don't really understand what set dressing means, it's a type of environment art where basically here's a scene that's mostly done, but it just needs more stuff like prop placement and things like that.
Pretty it up,
yeah.
Or dirty it up.
Dirty it up. Like one of the Rage artists, I forget one. There's a bunch of dumps on Polycount. I apologize for forgetting who it is, but actually I think 2 people posted this, and it was basically they had all their screenshots they posted were before and afters, where the before was the scene where you could see, okay, here's this prop and here's this floor and here's the big scene between it, and what they did was like all the basically the decal work or texturing work that kind of removed all the seams and finished the scenes, and it was dramatically different, like awesome work, and the way he had the before and after pictures was really nice. Really showed off what he did.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys remember. It was like tire. It was like here's the road, and then like his after was like all these like tire treads in it and like junk place and stuff. It was pretty awesome. I think was it Philip Bailey was one of those guys. Either way, I apologize for forgetting. It was awesome though. Go to Polycount and look up the Rage dumps.
Okay. And Chris, Jesse actually had a great question in our little chat talking about the environment artist portfolios.
Yeah, this is from the Polycount thread, right?
Yeah, this is from
Skewy. He'll get a kick out of that.
Hey, See, guys, this is why you want a nickname that's easy to pronounce and remember.
Yeah.
Exact D.
Yeah, just to crit that. I don't know that name. I don't understand that name. You don't have a custom avatar. You don't have a signature with your portfolio in it. That would help a lot. Yeah, basically his question is about the demo reel and how I'd like to see fly-throughs of environments. And he said, would he rather see those in the player perspective or the first person or the third person, or something like a matinee in UDK where you can set up the cameras and have them pan around. And really the answer to that depends on the scene itself. I mean, if you're doing a scene that's meant to be seen in first person, it might help to do some first person fly-throughs. Really, if you want to see some good examples of how to show off environments in sort of a fly-through situation, look at game trailers of games that are really pretty.
Oh, good idea.
I know, like, of course, Skyrim is probably the best example right now because it's one of the prettiest games that's come out, and their trailers are very effective at panning through their environments and showing off their environments in such a beautiful way. And there's plenty of... What's that?
World porn.
Yeah, world porn. But there's been plenty of games that have done this very well. They show off the environment in a trailer. And yeah, the way they do it there usually shows it off how it's going to be seen in the game as well. So, yeah. And but yeah, if you're doing a UDK scene, like I said, you can release that. All you got to do is go to the front end and package that as an exe file, and release it, and people can run around it. And it packages it up in a file that people can't get at your raw files, so you don't have to worry about people stealing it. And however, if you want to, you can also release the source files, the UDK and UPK package files. So yeah,
I think that's a great idea, and I would like to see that. In addition to having it more easily viewable as a video in a portfolio.
You got to have the video. You got to have the instant results.
Yeah.
All that download stuff is extra and fun.
Massive EXE. Because EXEs are scary.
Yeah.
Even though I know what it is, know more or less, how it's gonna, happen. Still, I'd rather have something trustable, like honestly, as much as I hate most of the things Apple does, the QuickTime format is still probably the best for presenting really, really high detail, very practically lossless quality work, and be able to freeze frame it and step through it.
Yeah, that's the big one, especially with characters. You can frame by frame it during the turnarounds, and it's really good.
God, yes. I cannot emphasize that enough, especially for characters.
If you're going to be doing a fly-through of a scene, I just want to throw this in there. Focus on composition and transitions between cameras. It really annoys me when I see a camera. It's called crossing the line. I don't know if you guys know much about camera alignment or anything, but there's something called crossing the line, and basically it's where you see this object on the right side of the screen, and then you immediately cut to a different camera, and it shows the object on the other side of the screen. You can look into it, but it's a weird cut.
Oh, so it's like this same thing is here, and you pan over here, but then all of a sudden you pop, and it's on the other side of the screen, or still here.
It's a good example. Like the only example I can think of would be like if two characters are talking, you'll always notice that when it cuts behind the other character, they're still on the same side of the screen. So
they don't flip them. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's one of those things that like you never really think about. But it's a rule that if you don't do, it's like, why do I hate this?
Yeah. It's just another nitpicky thing that I kind of wanted to throw in there. Because composition, in my opinion, is
point.
Yeah, I love composition too. And if you got a good fly through, focus on composition. If you really want to detail on this one object, like maybe just like zoom in on that object or something, but make it look interesting.
Yeah. It's like the composition of this podcast. It could be way better, but I just got you.
We got the
four guys randomly on,
which is like the worst composition because it doesn't follow the rule of thirds. But
there's so many subtle rules of composition. Like if your scene has like a wispy kind of shape, like a wave kind of shape, versus angles, or like parallel lines. Like when those start conflicting, like here's a wispy line and then here's a parallel line, or like if a scene has everything is super angular, but then there's like this like all of a sudden there's a curvy part over here in the corner. It looks weird. It looks wrong. It looks out of place, and your eye goes right to it and goes, "Oh, I hate this thing. It makes me mad."
Yeah.
And I saw a recent critique where somebody posted, it's a picture they're working on, and it looks really cool. It's awesome, but the lines of their composition, like there was one line that was this way, and one that was this way, and then like a mountain in the background that was like this way. And so the parallel lines of the composition were of the focal points in the background were off. Mm-hmm. And I never, you never really think about that, but it's like, yeah, of course. And when I'm actually doing pieces, I'll remember these things, but it's the little rules that sometimes I just want to like put together a little list of rules, and I can just go right to them and kind of paste them in.
Yeah, and these are definitely nitpicky things. So this is more.
Well, it's not nitpicky. It's
more towards the polish,
the basics.
Yeah, it is.
It's like color theory.
Like every artist should know what the rule of thirds is. I mean, I'm sure that you guys all understand the rule of thirds, or at least would understand it if I explained it to you. But it's basically where it's not strictly like horizon, or not strictly a vertical line. It's broken down into sections, like a 9 square grid, basically.
Yeah.
Or a 9 rectangular grid.
Yeah, you'll see like people will take famous paintings or photographs, and if you put the grid on it, it's like here and then here. So it's like a tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
That you'll often notice, oh wow, all this stuff is very well laid out.
I don't know why I forgot the name of it, but what's the name of that spiral? You say it all the time.
The Fibonacci sequence?
Fibonacci sequence. How did I don't know how I forgot that. But anyways.
The golden ratio?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Is it golden ratio?
Golden number.
Yes, golden number, golden ratio, the symbol of life. The Fibonacci sequence is in everything.
Yeah.
If you want to know how to place branches on a tree, it's the Fibonacci sequence. Because how does a tree just balance and not fall over? It's the Fibonacci sequence that places branches. Branches grow based on the sequence of, you start with 0, or is it start with 1 or is it 0? Either way, you add 1, and you always add the last number, so it's like 1. So it's like 0 is like 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and so on and so on and so on. But if you draw it out as boxes, it makes a spiral that continuously grows outward. And it's like sunflower.
Forever,
yeah.
But, yeah.
It's like most plant seeds. Like one of the best examples is the sunflower. And the way the sunflower grows up is like the perfect Fibonacci sequence explanation. And really, everything is based on it.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Snail shells.
Yeah. The nautilus shell. But yeah.
I just put up an image of the Fibonacci spiral. If you want to show that off, so the people watching on the YouTubes can understand.
That actually is a great image of it, and sexy. So I actually have
the water one, yeah.
Cool. There's a YouTube video I saw showing how in Tool's Lateralis album, Parabol and Parabola, actually the way they're sung follow the Fibonacci sequence in terms of the numbers of syllables in each word that they use, in the number of words they use in each successive line of the song, and then revert back down to the single syllables, going through the entire sequence and looping through it.
Whoa.
It's fucking amazing.
That's brilliant. It's kind of sad that a lot of people nowadays don't put that much thought into it. It's pretty cool to hear that. That's certain story, but a lot of people nowadays, like, they don't focus enough on getting like one good quality piece of work like that. That's pretty cool. Like, interesting things. I'm thinking of like classical music and Gaga. That's basically what I'm thinking of. But I don't know. It's pretty cool when people take the effort to do that.
Funny thing, Lady Gaga went to school at the Juilliard Academy, which is one of those prestigious schools. She
actually is a talented musician.
She plays piano really well.
Yeah,
she's fucking genius. One of my very good friends and one of my mentors over the last several years is actually a classically trained concert pianist, and he loves music history, and he listens to absolutely everything from Stravinsky to Lady Gaga to Ghostface Killah to fucking everything.
Yeah.
And he's actually explained to me at length all the different classical music underpinnings of all of her songs, and the really clever ways where she actually composes the music to be really popular and really catchy, but actually stunningly clever and deep. in spite of what appears to be on the surface.
Right. One of the things I've actually seen it because some things went, like some article went viral the other day where it's like music facts, and they're basically the whole article was just a jaded, ignorant misconception of what music is. Because the idea that people say, well, this music sucks because it's pop music today, versus this music back then was good because it was pop music back then. That's still pop music. Like when you compare like a pop music icon of today and say this music is trash, and then you like say, well, the Beatles were great. Well, the Beatles were pop music of their day. Yeah, they made songs that people love, but they were really like four guys that looked pretty good that made pop music. They were a boy band.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
And
they were manufactured. They had a
Yeah.
producer that told them how to.
If you think pop music
It's so
sucks today, you're old enough that if you were alive back then and the Beatles showed up, you'd be like, these guys suck. They're four young punks from England. It's good-looking kids. Yeah, it's all relative.
It's cultural context.
Yeah, just because you don't like a type of music doesn't mean it's not of some sort of importance or value. I mean, I don't listen to radio because it's just I don't really care for it. But I'm not going to just discredit music that brings joy to millions of people.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's in terms of cultural context, actually, that reminds me of, and what used to be, what people used to like and what people like today. That reminds me of a Simpsons quote by Grandpa Simpson. I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it, and what's it seems weird and scary to me, and it'll happen to you too. I think it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Abe's awesome.
Yeah, it's just like that. When there's like a little kid and you're like, you gotta listen to this, and you play on some music, like some, a famous musician, like, it sucks. They had a whole episode of South Park about this for Stan. Everything he listened to just sounded like,
yes.
He's like, that sounds like shit.
It ended horribly.
Yeah.
What the fuck was with the end of that episode?
Yeah, that
was a great episode.
It's a good one though. But yeah, they're just making a point that it's not about you.
Yeah.
You're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you. Don't you? Don't you?
40 years
do
they'll be
wanna-
talking about how music sucks compared to, Justin Bieber and, Nickelback back in the day. How that was real music.
I'll put a gun in my mouth before that day comes. And by the way, that You're So Vain, rumor has it that song was about Uncle Joey, Dave Coulier from Full House.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
Look it up. It's true.
I'm going to snoops this right now. No, I'm not going to use the internet because I'm doing a podcast.
I feel like I should clarify that I have nothing against Lady Gaga. I've broadened my music horizons to accept.
Yeah. I honestly can't really name any of her songs besides that one, that Paparazzi song.
Yeah,
Because of that video of that kid playing it on piano, which is awesome. It's like a kid that's in elementary school. He's singing and playing it on piano and just destroying it. It's awesome. And that's like, wow, that's a pretty awesome song.
Plus, I'm actually trying to develop a taste for the pop that's popular and plays in bars now. So that
you don't need to do that.
No, I feel like it's necessary because
look, you already went through all the trouble of learning to like the flavors of beer, so that you can actually go to the bars and clubs.
Okay.
He also went through the trouble of getting all the muscles.
Yeah, I got all the muscles. But no need bending over backwards any further, Brian. You've done enough.
I had a Rihanna song stuck in my head this morning. When
I love getting crappy songs stuck in my head.
I don't like Rihanna.
You know what else I really like is getting crappy songs stuck in other people's head. So what I'll do is I'll use that YouTube share button, and I'll keep relinking crappy songs into our Skype channel at work, just to make people because I'm usually like spot on when I link something. It's dope. It's like something that just got uploaded. It's fresh. It's going to be the hot new viral video. I'm like on top of that shit. So I trick people. I troll them every now and again. Like, oh, what did I put in there? Oh yeah, I linked. I linked. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. And it's such a silly song because it's just like a simple bongo loop. If you really listen to the song, it's just like boom, 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 boom. It's like just little bongos, and there's like a little bass line, and there's bongos. It's nothing. And it's a guy going, everybody love it, everybody. You know what I mean? There's like nothing there, but it fascinates me that song is so simple, but got so hugely popular, and but it's perfect for the club, man. It's a bumping song. It's perfect.
I need to learn how to Dougie.
But yeah, when I linked that in Skype, everybody's like pissed off, like, God, I just got that song out of my head. Now it's back.
The song that I have stuck in my head is "Party All the Time" by Eddie Murphy.
Oh, Eddie Murphy. My baby wants to party all the time.
Yeah,
I thought when you first said that, I thought you were thinking about was it Andrew WK?
Oh yeah,
the guy. All his songs are about like just partying hard.
Let's party.
Yeah. Let's get our party started, everybody. Yeah.
No, it's that stupid Eddie Murphy song just stuck in my head. Love it so much.
Eddie Murphy.
What's been stuck in my head lately is "Look at My Horse. My horse is amazing."
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Lick. It tastes just like raisins.
All right.
Anyways, back to
Brian.
What's up, bro?
We have a question coming in hot off the presses just for you from our live CrunchCast feed here of questions.
Whoa.
Crunch feed.
Our Crunch feed, yep.
2012.
Sweet.
John, you want to read that? You want to read that to him?
Yeah. So, Brian, these are questions that I think pertain to you. It's about animation and animation portfolio and reels.
I have no idea. Just kidding. Go on.
Never mind.
I'll see what I can do.
So overall, just for all of us, what's good to see in an animation portfolio and reel? Like, just for example, like multiple angles of the same animation, looped how many times? Just what's the best way of showing off your work? Like, what types of animations? How many times to repeat it? Whether to have it layered between, showing a skeleton,
It's getting intense.
showing an animation with a skeleton, animation of it flat shaded, animation of it textured, animation of it in game. How long is too long? How short is too short? Is it nothing but like run, walk, and idle cycles acceptable or not? What do you guys think?
The first thing I would
Only
have to
walk
say-
cycles. From the side.
I mean, obviously, it all depends on what you're doing. If you're focusing on going into video games specifically, I'd probably focus on like some sort of like loop where it would eventually get back to the idle or whatever state. But if you're focusing on like trying to go into into film or something, then you can do literally whatever you want. But since we're talking about video games specifically, I would definitely show. Well, you got your runs, you got your strafes, you've got jumps, walks, different speeds, different maybe like some gun selects or something. There's thousands of animations that you can think of, but the standards are obviously the runs and the walks. Those kind of cycles are important. Are you guys talking crap about me?
No.
On there?
No.
Oh, okay.
Jesse's
Keep going,
posting.
Keep going, Brian.
Jesse posted this Joker comic,
I actually
and it made me laugh.
I just looked over and all of you guys are smiling, and I have no screen in front
That's
of me.
what I told you. He's being a jerk. So we talked about this earlier, folks. They're trolling us during the show. People on the show are trolling the show. They're sabotage from within.
No, Brian, I'm sorry. I am legit.
If you like sabotage from within, give us a thumbs up on YouTube because it really helps us out. Like it, favorite it, retweet it because it really helps us out. Post a comment. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, anyways,
Brian, please continue. Jesse, quit fucking posting pictures, dick.
All right.
So the loops are definitely important. You got to have it come back to whatever state it needs to come back to, and that pose should be exactly the same as the beginning pose of the other animation that's going to be following it. But you could have characters jumping in vehicles, getting out of vehicles, jumping from passenger seat to the back of a vehicle. Any sort of interesting animations that you could possibly think of would definitely be good to throw in there, but you want the basics first. You want to show that you can do a standard run cycle.
Yeah, and switching from from one base pose to another base pose, like you're saying, getting into and out of a vehicle. That's that just to me, I haven't contracted a lot of animation, but just based on what I do know of animation, what animation I've done, that scene, like being able to show that kind of transition, then showing animations from both of those states, and then going back, into one state and then back from that state to another one, not looking really awkward or super tweened. Seems like that'd be a pretty good indication of skill.
Yeah,
in my mind,
it's definitely important. As for on the demo reel, laying it out with different views, I would have personally. This is what I like. I mean, you can do different things, but I personally like it when half the screen vertically is a perspective animation. Then the other half is divided into two halves. So you have basically it's 3 squares, but you have 2 smaller squares on one side and 1 large square on one side. And the large square is the perspective, and then you have either a side or like a side and a front view in the other 2 squares. That's personally what I like to see. So they're probably orthographic. I mean, you could do either orthographic or perspective renderings. It depends if you're on your preference.
I've never seen that, but that is super fucking slick. I like that.
Yeah. As for the different meshes, like showing skeleton animations or just the regular mesh, I don't see what the importance of that would be personally. As long as the mesh, the final mesh, looks good animated, I don't think you really need to show the other stuff unless you're focusing on rigging maybe or something. I don't really know. I don't really understand that part. Any thoughts on that?
I'm just throwing out like a million different things. Based on what I've seen. Like I agree with you just in terms of that being an example of rigging. Like I've seen reels where it shows like one looping animation spinning around slowly, like a dude in a looping animation, go from the skeleton, all the different controllers on it, showing how he actually builds a rig, then smoothly blending into the flat shaded model, showing just very nakedly how well it's rigged and whether there are any like crazy or awkward intersections, and then into the textured version of the final product, doing roughly one turnaround for each of those different states, so you can see, okay, this is how he builds a rig. These are how the controllers and everything work. This is how he skins. This is how it looks in the final model.
That's pretty interesting.
And I've seen another guy, actually a good buddy of mine, Chris Johnson, a fantastic animator. He did a shitload of the fatalities in the last Mortal Kombat game, which is awesome. And what he did was he showed a play blast of the different fatality animations in Maya, and then he did a cutaway to that same animation within the game from all the game perspectives and game cameras, showing what it looked like in the final product. So you could see, where it started, where it ended up, just to sort of show you some kind of context and to give you a sense of which parts of it he did. And I thought that was really, really effective, seeing how well it translates from the viewport to the final, to the final animation.
That is pretty cool. I'd like to watch that. But
it's so different.
Yeah,
I'll link you to it actually.
Just to say about that new Mortal Kombat, that got huge at the Ilphonic studio. Remember when that game came out? Like that's all anyone did forever was play Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah.
And we even bought.
I was thinking Street Fighter for some reason, but yeah, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, they even bought is a big ass like official joystick arcade sticks.
Yeah, I think that's what they're.
So these are huge. They're like the size of my desk, and they got 2 of them, so they can play Mortal Kombat legit. And yeah, those guys played it like crazy.
Oh, I didn't even think about cinematics in games because in our game we don't have any cinematics currently. I mean, there's the opening one, but
yeah, well, it's not really the type of game that.
Yeah, I mean, because we're talking about fatality animations. So, I mean, any animation, as long as you can show that you can make a character move, you're gonna be solid. I would highly recommend animating some sort of quadruped. Any animal with 4, or animal or person with 4 legs, whatever it may be.
Oh yeah.
Some sort of character with 4 legs is definitely good to have in a reel. For any animator, I've heard of stories where people have been denied jobs because they asked, "Have you ever animated a quadruped?" and he said no, and they got denied the job right there. Yep.
Because you gotta make horses, bro. This is Bethesda.
Yeah, exactly. So throw some extra legs in there.
Just an interesting little fact on that. I would say one reason quadrupedal animation.
Quadrupedal.
Yeah, let's make up guys. Let's make up words that sound cool. Go. No, that type of animation is alien to your brain, the human brain, because we're so used to our own movement. And what we see isn't necessarily what's happening, because it wasn't even discovered that horses came off the ground
with all four legs. Yeah.
Until they did that I don't know what you call it, but those old timey animations you see where it's just a bunch of basically like something happening in front of, clearly they're just recording frames of somebody like running or something.
Yeah.
And there's one of those of a horse, and it wasn't until they recorded the horse gallop in the first time they could take pictures and the first type of animation
Edward
they could
Muybridge.
do.
That's right.
What's that?
Yeah.
Edward Muybridge. That guy's like the
There you
fucking,
go. Thank you.
like,
I knew if somebody could
saint
Google it while I was trying to explain it.
of animation. For the people listening, seriously, if you don't know this guy, Google him. EadWeirBridge. Edward Muybridge. His books
Edward
are fucking
Muybridge?
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Edward Muybridge is how it's pronounced, but it's spelled all fucked up.
Yeah.
The reason he started doing
just wanted
all
to
that
say it
in
a
the
few
first
more
place,
times.
the reason he started doing the high-speed photography was he was trying to settle a bet with a friend whether or not during a horse's gallop, all four legs left the ground once. So he wanted to settle a fucking bet. So he absolutely revolutionized high-speed photography and changed the face of animation forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one
His-
even knew
his
that happened.
books, his DVDs. This guy is a god among men, and I capture and save everything of his I can find anywhere, and I have so many of his books on my Amazon wish list. This guy is as influential as they come, and this was in like the 1870s, 1880s.
I
I
learned
think every
something
animator
today.
knows about that. Should know about
But yeah,
that.
no, he's awesome. I'm just glad John had the information on him.
As John always does.
I'm trying to think of what else to say that I haven't covered on.
The best thing to think when you can't think of what to say is say, I'm trying to think of something to say.
Yeah.
The trick is to fill it up with fake things, like what I'm doing right now. It's an art, you see.
So here's some quality. Step aside, gentlemen. Brian and the rest of you chuckleheads. What kind of animations show off your skills the best? I know I touched on walk animation, run, idle, whatever. And Brian was mentioning like jumping into and out of, like, if you had to keep an animation reel to, like, let's say 90 seconds, what is the best, most high quality, action packed shit you could fit into that to make me think, oh my god, this is a guy worth hiring?
That's where it comes
Really
down.
have-
It comes down to the creativity of the individual. At that point, you could whatever you can do that you think is original and fun for people to see.
Maybe a tortoise in the hare animation?
Yeah, possibly. Anything really. It also depends on what kind of genre you're applying for. If I'm going to be applying for a cartoony game, I'd probably show a lot of squash and stretch. If you're going to be applying for like a realistic looking shooter, I would show more realistic movement. Like, as for the cartoony squash and stretch stuff, you can get really creative with all of that. You could have like when cartoon characters get hit in the head and bumps grow out.
What was the name? Do you remember the name of that guy that had the portfolio reel that has the Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons? They're
That's
in
what I was
3D.
thinking of.
You don't have to remember his name, do you?
No, I don't.
We would do this.
Yeah, we've mentioned him before on the podcast, but yeah, his 3D work was amazing. He strictly did it for film reasons, but you could make it apply to gaming for sure. So let's see. As for how could you make the best demo reel ever, animation demo reel ever in 90 seconds? You guys tell me, because
Yeah,
I mean,
Brian's
really,
like-
it's like what can you
One
do?
thing I'll throw out is a lot of. So I see a lot of students come out of Animation Mentor, and
Animation Mentor
generally
is
speaking,
amazing, by the way.
most of the Animation Mentor grads I've seen are absolutely above average. I mean, which is high praise, because I think most schools are shit. The people that come out of there know their shit, and they really they know very good fundamentals. I've heard great things about working with them, and I worked with one, Ian Wayna, at NCSoft. Super talented kid, very talented animator. Went on to work at ZeniMax. Now he's at Petroglyph in Las Vegas. But just smart as hell, and they really have a fantastic curriculum. But it's there's so much classwork so much time spent, animating and developing. I believe developing like a big final reel. When students graduate from there, they don't have any actual game experience. It's only pure animation experience. Consequently, they want to start paying off their student loans.
Yeah.
And the only things I see in their portfolio are things from Animation Mentor. And I understand at some level there is value in seeing something that's made for skewed more toward a short film or film type environment and showing your ability to animate for that. But if that's the only thing you have in your portfolio, and you can't show me you can animate a character for games or make a looping animation, that has absolutely zero value to me. And I'll admit I've never considered working with a single animator, no matter how talented they are, if they can't show that they can animate something for games, because it's a different beast entirely.
Yeah.
They're fundamentals, and then they're
sad,
knowing how to work within technical constraints of games.
What's sad about that is them having all of that animation knowledge. I personally feel that a majority of them can do looping animations perfectly fine, but if they don't show that in their demo reel, then no one's going to know it. So
yeah,
I'm sure that they have the ability to. They just need to show it.
By the way, I can't find that artist right now, but you can look up the 3D Warner Brothers animation clips of the Wile E. Coyote under the Rabid Rider is the name of the episode, I guess. And if you go to that'sallfolks.com, they have more stuff like that. Like apparently they have they're doing one now that's like a Sylvester and Tweety.
Oh wow!
And it looks really fucking good. But
cool.
God, I'll have to check that out later.
I've seen people come out of the cinematic world not be able to cope with the restrictions that game animations have, but the ones that can are amazing.
Oh yeah, dude, John, remember Chad Gleason?
Yeah, Chad, Chatterbox.
Yeah. He's an animator. Would you call him Chatterbox? That was his nickname on ASCII or something.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, he's an animator, a good friend of mine from back in the day. We worked on Gore together back in Nebraska, and then I dragged his ass with me out to Colorado to work on a PlayStation game. So it was like both of our dream at the time. So we had just worked on the PC gaming stuff, and this was when the Xbox, PS2, and GameCube were out, the major consoles. And if you were around when PS2 was at its prime, the PS2 was like the dream system. Like every amazing game that came out, it was like on that system. There's so many crazy games.
I felt so much cooler when I went to school the next day after I got a PS2.
Yeah, it's like
so much cooler.
There were so many cool games that, like, as a developer, it was actually our dreams to make a PS2 game. So we we did that by going and working at Jalico and working on Goblin Commander. But basically, he went directly from animating from commercials, TV show spots, stuff like that, to when Gore was a PC game. It was based a little bit on tech at the time, so it was, animation for that was pretty straightforward and easy. To having to do cinematics on the PS2, and it was so ridiculously limiting. I'm sure Jesse knows a little bit about what was going on there, but they basically, the limitations of the bones, he explained it to me one time and I don't even understand it, so maybe you'll be able to translate what I'm talking about, Brian. But the limitations on the bones per character was so low, but he had to animate like entire cinematic scenes in real time, where there's special cinematic characters that were broken up into parts. They were like actual different characters, so that it could support all the bones that were required for like facial animation and the character moving around and everything. Yeah. And then he had to stack them together as one guy. He tried to explain all these complicated limitations that we had for that, but I don't even understand it. But if you went back there and anything that you were working on, there were limitations that you had to be very creative. So, like the fact that those guys at Square made those Final Fantasy games look as good as they did, it always blew everyone's minds.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
And it takes a rare kind of talent from someone that can go from that one extreme to the other and make it work. And Chad's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And right now he's working full time in like advertising and film, running his own studio.
That's pretty awesome.
What's going on there, Jesse? Let's
I was just saying,
PS2 it up, and we'll wrap up Chad.
No, I was just going to go on about some limitations that we experienced in Quake 3 during our Team Dallas days. We had this one character that was going to get blown in half, like for his death animation, and we wanted the legs to kind of stumble around and his body, his upper torso to crawl around on the floor. So we overcame that by putting two skeletons on top of each other that were synced. One would drive the upper torso, and one would drive the lower torso. And we just basically would not export the bones from the lower and then the bones from the upper on,
Yeah.
And that's how we managed to do that. So you just have these two skeletons that are synced, running around, doing all your gameplay animations. And then during the death animation, the top torso would fly forward and land and start crawling, and then the back torso legs would kind of stumble around and fall back. And you just had to be creative with stuff like that.
That's pretty cool.
Did you say Quake 3 or you mean Quake 4?
No, that was Quake 3.
For what's one of the consoles?
No, that was during our Team Dallas days when we were modding Quake 3 for the plug-in player models.
Oh yeah, I got you. You're talking about. Yeah, okay.
I can't imagine what it's like to work with like a PS2 limited character bone, like when you're limited to a certain amount of bones on a PS2.
Oh my
character.
god!
I can't imagine what that would be like because.
Well, there were so many limitations for everything.
Yeah.
And we're pretty
you make
blessed.
It sound like such a long time ago too.
It was.
That's only like 5 years ago.
Well, yeah.
In technology
people have
time,
forgot.
In Bill Gates' time, that's a lot.
I mean, basically, I don't know how it is with other engines, but at TRI on the Infernal engine, we had a 32 bone limit, and basically anything above 32 bones would take, I think it was 4 times longer to process. So we kept trying to keep stuff under 32 bones. But we would do the same thing where if a character was going to be 60 bones, then we just have 2 characters synced on top of each other.
Yeah.
Just do stuff like that.
Yeah. Because we have, like, for example, we have a couple different forearm bones. We'll have one that, like, just does the twist, and then one that's the actual forearm, or the twist of, like, the armor or whatever is on that character. And you can't have, I'm sure you couldn't have anything like that.
And I'm sure you guys saw the stuff they did in LA Noire.
Oh my god.
That's
what I was going to get into next, was, like, facial
level
animations.
Well, we had lots of helper bones working on Blood Rain and all that. I mean, we just couldn't pass 32. So for Rain, for example, she had these 2 bones that floated above her shoulders and these 2 bones that floated above her hips. And basically, that would be you have the vertices on top of the shoulders weighted to those floater bones. So when you would deform her arms, if her shoulder was to start caving in, you pull those bones up to pull the geometry out.
Oh,
and I mean, we just did all kinds of tricks like that to keep keep her form. So I mean, yeah, you could totally have twist bones and everything on a PS2. It's just you just had that magic number that you couldn't pass, or you'd suffer memory.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's the one thing about consoles, man. You always have these really tight limitations. Like I say, PC game development, you still have limitations, but man, it is so much looser.
Yeah.
Because no one's gonna buy your game. Nah, PC games suck.
Oh.
PC games are awesome. That's all I play. Because my Xbox Red rings, and there ain't nothing on Wii except for Zelda.
But yeah, hips and shoulders are a bitch, dude. And that's where it comes down to. A lot of that comes down to the character artist, Jesse. But no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, we had to, like, on our characters in Nexus, we had to go in there and actually add some extra.
Rated
moves.
R.
What?
John's smoking a cigarette.
Oh.
This movie is rated R.
But
We
Allegedly.
PG-13 adult situation.
Allegedly. It's not a real cigarette. It's one of those Hollywood cigarettes. He just does it to be cool. Like, you see all this behind me? Like, it looks like a closet and a bike and a Nintendo cap and a monkey. But really, we're in a set. There's actually a big empty, it's like a gymnasium, like a plane hangar. And it's just it's all cardboard. It's all paper mache.
It's a plane hanger.
Anyway, what I was going to say, since we wrapped up about that, was just wrapping up on Chad. Is he still doing his own studio now? Like, he's had that for a few years, right?
As far as I know, yeah, he was. He had I think a third kid on the way as he was starting up the studio, and he seems to be still going strong, which is amazing.
I remember I went out and visited him and saw his studio, and everything was great. Yeah, basically. He kind of he lived his dream. He made some games, but he realized the industry is a bit more volatile than he's a family man. He's one of those kind of guys. He's got a life going on, and it's going great for him. So he did the family thing. He opened his own animation studio, and Yeah,
and he's doing great.
it's cool.
He has the rare ability to be a fucking kick-ass animator, an awesome guy, being able to manage his family really well, but also
he's
be a
fun to
really
hang
good
out with.
businessman and manager. Like on Nano Legends, I mean, he's the one that put all that stuff together.
It's ridiculous.
Like, he's basically working like as a producer as well, right?
Pretty much. I mean, he's pretty much handled, all the talk between, the guys that were funding everything and the educational people and the team.
And just in a nutshell for the listeners, Nano Legends was a third-person platformer cancer awareness game for kids, for an educational game that was, I guess, funded by government grant of some kind.
Yeah, and our main focus of the game was like something like Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter, or Metroid, and it was pretty much like that. But the educational stuff of the final product very highly outweighed the fact that it was a pretty fun game.
And it was a good-looking game.
Yeah, because we did great. No, I made all the environments, so John made all the characters.
That was the second to last time we worked together professionally.
Woohoo! Why do you say last? Why do you say last? Like it's never going to happen.
I said second to last.
Yeah, I know, it's second to last. Like second to last, because it's never happen again.
Why can't it be third to last, John?
Why can't it be
You don't want to work
most
with him anymore?
recent? The second most recent. The second most recent. That seems more
Hey, guys.
positive. Sorry,
Guys.
go ahead, Jess.
Guys,
I'm
let's
sorry.
make a game.
Okay.
Us four.
What do you got? What do you want? We need what engine? I know UDK pretty good. Anybody know Unity? I'm kind of interested in it.
Let's homebrew.
I have this game idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be the idea guy.
All right, cool.
I have this game idea of taking Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball
That's fun.
and mixing it in with a dating sim and maybe a little Far Cry action. So basically, you're on this remote island. You're basically this nerd that washes up on shore and, on this island of beautiful, buxom volleyball playing women, and you just basically spy on them and sneak into rooms at night. I think that would be the game I want.
There was a game like that.
What's it called?
I'm trying to remember the name. It's a horrible game. It's basically you're this guy that's a photographer going around trying to photograph all these beautiful, scantily clad women doing things. And the better you can frame them in the picture, the more sexy situations you can find them in, and the more you can sell the photos for. That was an actual game.
That's cool.
I want to make that. I've been.
It's like Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
Except tits.
Yeah.
But no nudity. That was the stupid part. No nudity.
And then people ask me, well, if you're going to put it on PC, how would you keep people from pirating it? And I'm like, well,
Who
what I would
cares?
do is inside
we
every box.
would release it for free.
No. Inside every box, I would include a scratch and sniff card. And there'd be key moments in the game, like when you're sneaking up and you get close to the woman's feet or something like that. It's like it has a little number, and you scratch it and you smell it. Maybe her panties are like number 8, and you can smell that.
Oh yeah,
Things
it
like
makes
that.
it all worth it.
Yeah, so like that.
You're buying
perverts
the scratch
will
and
pay
sniff
for it.
card.
Do you guys remember the old LucasArts games way back in the day where they're like, okay, in order to start the game, pick out word 3.
Oh, you're talking like old PC games.
Yeah.
So for their protection, they would have things in the game manual. Like even I think Spirit of Destiny, the Wolfenstein sequel, even had that where when you started up the game, it would say turn to page something, and then what's like line something column whatever, and it tell you to pick out like a fucking letter from the manual.
Damn it, I really like this conversation, but I gotta pee so bad.
Oh, Brian,
Oh, yeah.
he's got a
Go where you
tiny
are.
little Mike Goldberg bladder. Yeah, that was such a crazy thing. Those old school methods. Those wouldn't really work as good today because people will just put everything in internet format.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, I remember one game where they actually had 3D glasses, old school, like the blue and the red cellophane.
Mm-hmm.
They actually had a red cellophane lens thing that was like the size of a postcard that you had to put over a certain sheet to be able to see the right codes and the right lines.
I
to be
remember
able
that.
to play, like, on the manual.
I remember a game doing that. It was like the old. Remember when you got Transformers back in the days?
Yeah.
All the boxes had those lines that had their stats. They
Yeah.
were hidden, and you had to get this little stripe that came inside the package with the Transformer action figure or robot toy, whatever you want to call it. You put it over there, and you're like, this guy's speed is really high. That means he's faster than Optimus Prime. Nobody's faster than Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime's skills isn't that he's fast; it's he's a leader. You get in these arguments.
So, Chris, how'd you feel about the movies?
Which ones? The new ones?
Yeah.
The Transformers 2. I guess the newest one is 3, right? Did that come out?
Yeah,
I didn't see that. I don't know anything about it. The trailer looks stupid, and the movie looks stupid.
Shia LaBeouf is in it. Just no.
Yeah, I don't care about any of that. Transformers 2. I didn't want to see it. Didn't care for it. I thought it had a cool trailer, dude. I thought Transformers 2 trailer was like, that is so awesome. This movie's gonna suck. This trailer kicks ass, and that was all that mattered, dude. And when that Constructicon came together, it was like that big spinning mouth thing in the trailer. It's making all those crazy noises. That was the coolest part, and I don't have to see the movie. I just saw that. I'm good. I'm set. That was the best part.
You want the most epic 90-second animation demo reel? Just have
the Transformers 2 trailer. Transformers 1, the movie, I saw it. It was, like I said, it was it had some neat looking scenes, but nothing really memorable. I remember being bored a lot during it between because they have these awesome scenes that are so. Like when you have something that's so kick-ass, and then when you have a part of like people walking around and talking in everyday situations, it's like, I don't care about this.
It's like Shia LaBeouf has erectile dysfunction. He doesn't know how to behave around girls. I want to see robots punching each other.
Yeah. None of that mattered. I mean, this is my life. It sucks. I don't want to see it in a movie. I came to see fucking robots fighting. That's what makes like all of Lord of the Rings so cool. Is like, no matter what, they're still like living in a pile of rocks.
Yeah. And see, I have an unpopular opinion about Transformers, the movies. I think the character designs are really shitty.
They don't really make any sense.
No, they're
just big piles of metal.
They're so complex. They're so faceted. I mean, I couldn't tell if there were 3 Transformers or 60. I mean, like the main, like there's Optimus Prime, the racist ones, and then a couple a couple other ones.
Yeah, the trucks are like, hey, what up, homie? Let's go ahead.
Yeah,
what's going on, dog?
They're terrible. They're so visually busy. It's hard to find out what's going on. I thought the original. I mean, I know they have to update the designs to be palatable to a modern audience, but I felt like they got really overly complex, went way too far. It was just really bad. I didn't like them. I've actually gotten to somehow or another. I can't remember how. I got to see some of the original source files in Maya format of the Transformers from the new movies. And they're just kind of bad. I don't know. I mean, it was animated well. The CG was great. I just did not care for the designs of them at all. I thought they were very poor character designs.
It almost seemed like, to me, I could never really discern any of them because of that busyness.
Yes.
But it almost seemed like there was all this stuff going on so that they could give the robots more opportunity to move in ways that you wouldn't, and because it's so complex, you never get the chance to really analyze, could that thing move in that direction? And possibly give it chances to kind of emote a little bit. However, I feel like Johnny Five emoted pretty good in Short Circuit.
I love that movie.
With just like eyes and stuff. If you look at the designs they use, like in Portal, I think Portal might have drawn some inspiration from that movie because of the way, and remember, Short Circuit had the 2 little like kind of robot eyes you would expect, which would kind of dilate, and it had like flaps, like metal flaps above the eyes and below the eyes that could turn right and left and up and down, basically
so you could show emotion with eyebrows.
Yeah, so it could be like, I'm mad, I'm happy,
Yeah.
I mean, they could tighten up and stuff.
I haven't seen that movie since I was like
me either.
7 or 8.
I'm sure it's not a good movie. But it's pretty cool.
Brent,
that was a cool robot.
So you haven't seen it since 2007?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good one, John.
He's got you there.
I'll get you back.
Hey, John, you drink a lot. Damn it.
But yeah,
it's not good enough.
As for the Transformers thing, like, I can't imagine how difficult that would have been to animate all that crap. And, I know for a fact, like, there's parts that go off screen and are hidden and don't have anything to do with the, like, every shot, every transformation was based on that shot, so they just had to make it look good from that one camera angle, and then whatever they messed up on, they could just cover up with motion blur, explosions or dust or whatever.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a first-person perspective game.
But
the weapon, you just delete the back face.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I completely agree with you, John. I think it was like, I don't know. I'm not saying that I thought it was overly done, but I do think that it was overly done. No, I don't know. It was very noisy. I do agree. There were times when I was like, oh, what just happened?
Do you think that hurt the toy market for that game?
The Hasbro toy market?
No, not like, okay, Transformers as a toy that you can go and buy. Now, I have a big box of them, dating back to some of the old ones to some of the newer ones. I seriously have this huge box of them. I'd have them up on a shelf, but when I moved out here, it was just this shitty like IKEA shelf or something. We went to pick up the shelf and it went and completely exploded. Like every piece broke. So I'm like, well, this shelf is now useless, and we continued to pick it up, and instead of loading it in a truck, we put it in a dumpster. But yeah, that shelf used to be dedicated just to Transformers.
And see, you would have them on display, but you also like getting laid.
Yeah, that was my gimmick. I'd be like, check it out, Transformers, but don't you forget, abs. And so they're like, all right, I'm in.
That's why I have them mirrored back to the case.
Wow. And so yeah, it's like the toys themselves, the actual Transformers toys themselves didn't suffer. Like, those were fine. But what I'm saying is you can't really make that good of toys out of those like lumps of crap because it had so many weird shapes and stuff. Like,
I imagine drive up the cost of production.
Yeah, the production
and the quality
has to be like so high. The price is.
It's funny.
So I feel like part of the brilliance
Transformers.
Yeah, we got into it. We got emotional, and we're already at the 90-minute mark, so we can wrap this show up.
Because I'm a huge Transformer fan, so it's funny listening to other people talk about Transformers.
Like how do you like collecting toys man. And stuff?
And I'm listening. It's fun. I like listening to what other people think of Transformers. No, I'm a big Transformer fan. Like these guys here.
What you got? I'm gonna have to break out my box.
I'm currently picking up the TFC Hercules X-Graver set, and basically it's a third party Devastator that's going to be standing about
so cool.
a foot, and so it's about a foot. The Devastator will probably be about. He's equal to the size of Unicron from Armada and what's his name from Cybertron.
Your mama from Cybertron.
I'd say he'd be about 1.5 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah.
And your cat loved that thing, by the way.
Your cat is into that. It's good to see some pussy on this show.
I'm paying like $100 for each one of these.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I just love my Transformers.
You are a fan. By the way, speaking of spending large amounts of money on funny things, have you gotten the Cobra Snake Whiskey yet?
Yeah, but I gotta go pick it up at the post office.
Oh, I hate that when the post office steals all your shit.
Yeah.
Especially when you ordered a bunch of sex toys.
Yeah.
It's like I don't even know why I have to go. I don't even know what a post office looks like anymore. It's just, oh god,
one Swedish penis.
It's like such a
pump.
It's like just such a disservice, or just I gotta go to post office. Oh man, I gotta go to Google Maps and figure out where that is.
It's like going to the meth lab, or he's going to rehab or something.
Just follow your local mailman, dude.
Yeah, just follow him
on his route.
Just creep.
Yeah.
No, I gotta figure out where it is, and then my roommate is gonna have me I need to send him a power supply. He's in Colorado right now, and so I gotta figure out how to send it to him.
Figuring out how to package up something is a little interesting the first time.
What you do is you just show up at the post office and go, what do I do with this? And they'll say, you either get this package here and you put it in that. That costs a lot. What about the small one? No, it's too small. You can't use that.
I just feel like a caveman. This Colorado.
Yeah,
please.
Look, just write it down on a piece of paper and hand it to him.
Lawyer.
Tape it, pin a piece of paper to your shirt with the directions.
Yeah.
And like a few dollars on there. Go to the
Mommy gave me this.
Yeah. Speaking of stuff like that, boy, I bought my plane tickets today for flying home for Christmas, which I'm in Denver. I'm flying to South Carolina, and oh my god, ticket prices on planes are getting out of control.
And
Are
for
they?
Christmas, dude, fucking
It's
awful.
brutal. If
Colorado
it had been
right
any
now
other
is $60.
time, if it'd been any other time, they'd been like, oh, you're no big deal. It's a couple bucks, and like you show up with like a bag lunch and a few dollars, and they give you a ticket. They let you on the plane. You give give a captain a massage, and you're like, oh yeah, free flight. But not around Christmas, man. It is crazy. It's brutal.
Yeah, dude.
Ugh.
It's awful. Like I was trying to find
Like there
out
goes
how
all
much
the Christmas present money.
Yeah. Like I was trying to figure out how to get a decent, how much a round trip ticket to Chicago would be like next week or the week after, and it was like $750 per person.
Yes.
Like today, actually, sort of funny story.
And you're going to a
main.
main hub. I'm going to like a smaller town, so I have to actually like
Yeah, that's true.
pays a little more because it's a double flight. Like go to a hub and then somewhere else.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. And Chicago's a shitty enough airport as it is.
Yeah.
But so the reason I was wanting to go to Chicago was earlier today. Okay, so 3 years ago when I visited Chicago for the first time, I went to like a dueling piano bar with some friends of mine, and they said I can get like $1 off a beer if I sign up for their mailing list. And so I did. And then 3 years later, today, I find out I won some sort of like crazy happy hour party contest.
Nice.
Where I get like all sorts of insane drink prices, room for 100 people, complimentary tables, red carpet serves, just like the craziest shit. From this place I signed up for just to get $1 off a beer. So I'm trying to find out who to. I think I have a buddy I'm going to end up giving it to, but I was still thinking like, well, if tickets are cheap, then fuck it. But no, they're
nice.
terrible.
I just I feel bad because I just got back from North Carolina.
North Carolina,
for
take your shirt
Thanksgiving.
off, roll around your head like a helicopter. There's another bad song for you. Oh, look at that.
But yeah,
Constructicon.
I flew for free because I was on a buddy pass with my brother.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I got there and back for free on Thanksgiving, which is apparently like not on Thanksgiving. It was like 2 days before Thanksgiving or whatever. But that's like the busiest time of year to travel.
Oh, totally.
And it would have been awesome because we landed in Charlotte, which was 3 hours away from where my dad currently lives. And
Charlotte's nice.
it would have been really awesome if my dad's plane wasn't in for its annual checkup. My dad.
Oh, jeez.
My dad.
My dad's plane was in for its annual checkup.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys.
Oh no.
Prostate
Otherwise,
exam.
I'm gonna have to drive the Corvette.
No, dude, it would
to
have
the
been
mall.
It would have been awesome because he would have been able to fly from his local airport to Charlotte's airport and land there and just like literally pick us up right there and then fly back. It would have been great.
Oh, the 99% are gonna be so upset at you.
First world problems.
No, I know, but I was sad. It was,
Oh, I had a first world problem the other day. I went and bought a
My
cookie.
bidet broke.
You bought a cookie?
No, I bought a cookie thinking it was peanut butter, and when I got back, it was oatmeal, and so I was
son
just
of a
sad.
bitch.
That ruined my whole day.
Dude, I hate it when that
Sledgehammer
happens.
through the wall. You know how you do.
Yeah, I
You
just
thought
didn't
it was
want
a
to work.
weed cookie, but it was just chocolate chip.
What did I say to you, Chris, the other day? I was like, I wish I had a gun because I'm hungry for some bullets right now.
Oh, I've been hearing people using Bangarang on the radio.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Bangarang.
It's getting over.
I heard something, and I think they were making a Rufio reference or something. And I just remember hearing Bangarang, and it just made me start cracking up.
Nice.
What is
We
this?
didn't invent it. What?
Bangarang? What's that?
That was
Oh, yeah,
the
John
topic
wasn't
of
here
one of
for
our
that one.
shows.
Oh, Joe,
You weren't here, so
John
it was
doesn't
great.
know.
It got a lot of views.
Just go watch Hook, dude.
Oh,
It's got Dustin Hoffman.
Oh no!
We were
you're-
talking about what
you're good at
Bangarang meant.
Yeah.
What was it? Is when you bang a girl and she? What was it?
that. You're gonna have to review.
Chris,
Yeah.
Chris said it's when you bang a girl and then she leaves and comes right back around and you bang her again.
Yeah,
Okay.
with Bangarang.
I've never had that problem.
It's not a bad problem.
Yeah,
to
it's
have.
not a
Problem.
That's cool. I'm glad we brought that up. So yeah,
Yeah.
we can wrap it up around now. We're like I said, we're like what is this? 100 minutes in.
We still got like 60 minutes, right?
So yeah, I mean, no, we
Yeah, this
keep
is-
chatting.
this
Do
is
the
fun.
record. We'll do the extras after this. It'll never be published. You know what I started doing is I started using my camera because I got some software here to finally get this video editing properly. Anyway, I've been recording
on this Crunch live question cast that we got going now.
Dude, I want to do that so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Chris, you had an awesome idea about the shorter focus cast.
Yeah. I want to do that.
Wait.
Yeah, talk about it.
Shorter focus cast.
Talk about it.
It's a secret. No, I was. What I wanted to do is, since John is so prevalent with articles, and I've got a few myself, and especially I have a lot of. I've done a lot of tutorials, and because when people do a lot of that, they often write down a lot of things too, but don't publish it. Like I literally have a ridiculous amount of tutorials that really just need to be organized and put out there. But if we could just do it in audio, it could save a lot of time. Ideally, just doing short article versions of the show, like a CrunchCast Mini or something like that. Sharticles. Yeah. Yeah, just basically just staying to the topic and getting it out there and being quick. Like being just a little mini seminar, whatever word you like to use to describe somebody talking for a long time and you having to listen to it.
Yeah, like those microtalks I was telling you about.
Microtalks, yay!
Yeah, just set a time limit and see how much information you can convey in that short amount of time. And also, let's ask the listeners, is that something you'd be interested in hearing?
They won't hear it for a little podcast.
Yeah.
True.
Well, basically, here's what you do. Whatever anybody comments, you do the opposite of, and it's what they really want.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, in terms of people watching long enough, whenever I promote the show, I just tell people the exact times to skip to where I say something smart.
Yeah.
And what you can do is you can put those. You can go to the YouTube and put those in the video. You can mark them. I don't know how to do any of that. Like I see these people, they have these YouTube videos, and as soon as you go to the video, it has all these little buttons that are all over the video. And it's subscribe, look at my other videos, and all this shit. And when they say something, they link to a video. It's like, wow, I wish I knew. I wish I spent the time, the 10 minutes in YouTube to figure out the stuff that any kid has figured out how to do.
See, Chris, actually, to skip to a certain time, it's really easy. Just on YouTube URL, $.
Oh, I do that all the time. That's how I link videos. I even got on to Brian the other day. I'm like, hey, Brian, look at how pro I am at linking videos, because I linked my video.
For the viewers, though, it's just the YouTube link, then add it to the end, $,
the ampersand
equals 1M15S, or 5 minutes.
You have to put in the minute and the second. So yeah, I linked Brian a video this week of a fight video, because that's all I do is watch MMA because I'm a huge nerd. Hey, you're fighting this weekend, John Jones versus Machida.
I'm not trained at all.
John Jones versus Lyoto Machida.
Oh, he's
in Toronto, UFC 140. Holy shit! There's other good fights too. Watch it.
That's how I find out when fights are on. People start tweeting me saying, "You're gonna fucking die."
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, I'm fighting."
Hey, if you really like MMA stuff, you should follow Dana White, because Dana White always tweets everything. So if you're not into the fight or anything, all you like is highlights and stuff. If you follow Dana White during every event. And right afterwards, he'll always tweet when a fight is awesome during the fight, so cool. I should watch that one. And afterwards, he'll always tweet fight of the night and stuff like that, so what's the best shit to watch. So awesome. He's good, and he always posts videos. He always does fight week videos too. So that's really awesome.
That is really cool.
He's like a man. He's like a man of the fans. He is pure fan service.
He's contests too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He gives away tickets. Actually, if there's ever a UFC in your city, you should definitely follow Dana White, because he tweets locations
of where he's
times.
Gonna be,
He's gonna be so and so. Say something to so and so, and you get free tickets. And they'll post videos of this, so you can check out his blogs, and it's they'll have the guy standing there, and you'll see he's got a camera on him, and you'll see Dana White tweet it, and he's all of a sudden, all these people just start running up to him. You the guy? Oh, God. And they just start handing out tickets. So this guy has a stack of tickets, and they just start giving them away 50, 100 tickets.
Yeah. That's so cool.
And and people are running up the street to this guy. So, I mean, you got to be, you got to be fucking ready. You got to know where he's going to be. When we were in Denver, we already had our tickets, so we were straight. But he went down on 16th Street Mall and went to several different locations right in that area. Or if you were in that area and you had your little smartphone there following him, boom, there's a Dana tweet. You just fucking
That
go.
is smart.
Get free
Fucking
tickets. Free tickets.
Great idea.
I don't know why I'm wasting everybody's time talking about that, but no, I just think that guy is a smart guy about social media. And when it comes to people about social media that are smart guys, you got guys like Dana White, you got guys like Joe Rogan for his fucking podcast, and you got Zach Ryder for his YouTube channel. Those are three guys that have destroyed the internet. They like took over and became immensely popular based on what they've done with the internet. Not
More than men.
Justin Bieber.
They were also awesome as well, but they used it. Like people that use social media to those extents, that is very inspiring to me. Like that's cool. They took this tech because we're all those guys that we got our jobs because of the internet. Pretty much, you got a portfolio online. You follow these internet communities. We get our social medias. That's where our jobs come from, right? You gotta have a portfolio, bro.
We're social media sluts.
You got to be a part of it. So when somebody's really awesome at it, you should look at what they're doing and figure out why that connects with audiences.
And Chris, on that note, I had an idea. What if on the CrunchCast we had like a portfolio of the week?
We could do that.
Yeah.
And would people be interested in that for those that are listening?
Portfolio of the week.
I was considering doing that or asking about that too. Like that one guy put in his, he sent us his website, and I was wondering how we can make that into a formal thing.
I think it'd be cool. Just find a great artist and then just pimp their portfolio and say, look, this is what this guy's doing right.
Yeah.
Take a look, learn.
I'm down. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Sure.
Cool.
Shit, I have one more thing, and then I forgot it. So that's cool. Yeah.
I know I was also considering the idea of if there was especially character modelers, well, actually, I guess only character modelers, if they were really wanting any kind of input from me, feel free to message me on Polycount, and we could probably set up like some kind of Skype thing, and I'll just send me your models, your max files, and I'll just go over them and share my screen with you, and I don't want to say tear them apart, but basically go in there and help them construct their low polys a lot better. I spent 3 hours with my friend Kat going over her low poly stuff, and I just talked and talked for 3 hours straight, and she just kind of just watched and saw how I was changing up her model and how I would do things and things like that.
Oh yeah, back in the day when I was I had a kind of like a repeat into characters just to refresh my character knowledge. And this was back when John was doing characters on Daxter and was pretty high level as far as character artists go. We kind of did something like that, where I was like, John, I want to kind of make some characters that aren't shitty. and we did something similar like that. Like basically, John just was like, sometimes he'd take my meshes and adjust them and show me some basic ideas, and I made like a whole bunch of, like I said, decent enough characters for the time.
Dude, I love it when someone sits down and
very
tears my work apart.
And it's so great. And I'm open to that as well, actually. I've got a guy who's supposed to come in Friday just to learn UE3 knowledge from me.
He's coming to the studio?
I guess so.
Cool, I'll shake his hand.
That's awesome. and something I kind of wanted to say on that note, like, just from both sides, I mean, having really good, sometimes seemingly harsh criticism that rips into your stuff can be really good, and you need to open yourself up for that. But on the other side of the coin, there's a right way and a wrong way to critique stuff like that.
And I've kind of lost that wall. Like I've been making games for so long that I just look at it purely on a professional manner. And then sometimes I think people get kind of off-put by that, especially if they're like newer or not really. Like, if you're not accustomed to a huge company kind of chain of command criticism, then any criticism can come down sounding really wrong.
It can be withering. And when you look at enough portfolios, and if you're used to managing artists on a day-to-day basis, like for me, for my company, I usually have 3 to 5 projects going on at a time, and I'm art managing anywhere from 15 to 50 artists at a time. I don't necessarily have time to... I'll explain everything I can, but I don't always have the time to be able to devote to spend, trying to be as polite as I can. It's just like, shit's got to get done. There are deadlines. I have 100 other pieces of art to look at today. This is exactly what's going on. This is exactly what to fix. And I'll be very terse. I still try to be as nice as I can, but sometimes I feel like a lot of artists can mistake being brief and being very concise with being rude and harsh.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Sometimes it can be, but often it's not.
Yeah, you just got to get
bear
to
in
the point.
mind that
And if you can't,
you're the one person that cares about your work more than anyone else on the planet, and you're going to take things a lot more personally because you pour yourself into that.
I think, remember when I was just talking about the character thing, when you were helping me with characters, I think I got 5 characters deep before you were like, oh, that looks pretty good. I don't think you ever said anything nice about any of my characters that I was working on at that point in my career. And that wasn't a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad
We
thing
had
at
an
all.
understanding.
It's one of those things where if you can't take that,
I didn't want you to
you're
fucking blow
definitely-
smoke up my ass.
Yeah, you're definitely in the wrong
Yeah.
industry.
I didn't care about you telling me it was good because it didn't matter.
And also think about what I'm not saying.
Yeah. It didn't, none of that shit, it didn't matter that you were like, oh yeah, it looks pretty good, it's nice, I'm like that, but here's what's wrong. All that stuff is pointless. If somebody replies to your thread and tells you anything, then they cared enough to think about it.
That's the one reason why I hate posting my personal art on Facebook, is because I get all of my mom's friends and my grandma and stuff just posting comments like, "Oh, that's so sweet." Oh, that's
Don't
nice.
worry about that, dude.
And then you get a lot of the likes.
There's always going to be all that shit because sometimes
I just delete them all.
okay, there was a time in my life. There was a time in my life when I would get mad when someone would reply with a comment like "Good job, thumbs up," and then that was it. But
That's useless.
the older I got, I was kind of like, that's fine, because there's plenty of times when I see if someone posts a thread on Polycount and it's a cool piece of art and I really like it, I just want to say, oh, that is cool, I like that, and move on, because I don't really have any critique. I just think it's cool. I like it.
But you can still see. That's where I still get pissed off, is because you can say what it like. Some
Well,
of the
yeah, you
specific
try
stuff
to. I
that you
try
like.
to, but sometimes, like I said, it's just a matter of quantity.
I guess I can relate, because I don't like clicking the like button on Facebook, but I do like letting them know that I like the specific joke.
Than making an actual comment.
So I'll make a comment.
I'll usually say why I like something, but I really overly simplify. Like my posts, I won't even hit caps lock or use punctuation. I would I like the shark. It looks cool. And that's literally and if you look at a lot of my posts that I reply to stuff where I actually like something, that's really what they are. But I'm a bit more specific as to like why I like what it is, but I don't really go into any detail. If they want me to, I will, but it's just a matter of quantity.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you go to Polycount these days, if you post something and a few people reply, well, that means tomorrow it's 5 pages deep. That forum is it's huge. It's exploding like crazy right now,
also,
especially right now. So
learn
it's
to
just
qualify people's opinions, though.
What's that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And learn to qualify people's opinions. If all they say is "I like this" or "This is cool" or "This is good,"
it's fine.
It's quantity over quality, but also just remember the quality of the person saying it.
Yeah.
Like someone that totally sucks saying "I like this" means a lot less than someone that is totally awesome saying "This is cool" or giving you a criticism.
Yeah.
It may not be the type of positive communication you're looking for, but consider where it's coming from, and consider where you're really coming from with posting it. Are you do you want to improve? Do you want critique? Do you want people to really seriously look at it? Or are you just looking for people to tell you it's good?
Yeah.
And be honest with yourself. A lot of people aren't.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, see, those guys are like, you got these great feedbacks, and they're like, well, this is what I'm doing right now, and I don't really care about that. And it's like, oh, what a waste. Anyway, on that note, look, we're coming in on 2 hours here, guys, so I'm going to wrap it up just because YouTube will kill me for these videos being blah, blah, blah. But yeah.
Just cut out, if you need to shorten it, just cut out everything Jesse said.
Yeah.
Jesse's been quiet tonight. He's taking it easy. He's tired. He's a poor... Look, if I was there, Jesse, I look at you and I go, I don't want to give him a hug. I want to cheer him up and give him a hug. I give Brian hugs.
Yeah, he does.
Actually,
I kind of
question.
like when Brian's just sitting there like thinking about something. You know when someone's thinking about something, they're kind of like looking down at paper or something, and it makes, if you're not out of context, it looks like they're sad because they're thinking about something. So I'm like, oh, Brian, feel better. And he's like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, it's okay, champ.
Sport.
Come on, sport. You can do it. I believe in you. Give him a hug. It's so condescending. I'm patronizing Brian. I'm patronizing hugs.
You need a tampon.
No,
I
it's
just
not
got
like
that seasonal thing, and I'm trying to get over it.
SAD.
So I just kind of bleh. Yeah.
I'm kind of right there with you, Jesse.
I hear you, dude.
Yeah.
And I actually related to that, Jesse. I had one question for you. Do you have a tattoo on the top of your left hand, or are you just really hairy?
He's
Top of my left hand,
a hairy guy.
a hairy guy.
Yeah, Robin Williams over there.
Not
He's
that
got
bad,
Tracy
but yeah.
Hunt arms. By the way, Tracy's going to be on the show. I'm going to get Tracy in here. Or is he going by Travis now?
No, Tracy.
Okay.
He does Travis, so people can't find him on Facebook.
Right. That's cool. I think he also did that for mail because he used to be my roommate, and every piece of mail would be Miss Tracy Hunt. I'd be like, he's a dude. Tracy can be a guy's name. Tracy Morgan? Come on, folks.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap this up. Okay, crunchstudios.com. You go there, you bookmark that shit, and you go there a lot, and you go crazy. I'm working on a new, cleaner design, but it takes a little while because I write it all in HTML with Notepad. And, hey, we got a lot of episodes now, so putting every one of those episodes in that format, I'm stupid. I need to get something like legit, or just delete the website and just link you to Facebook or YouTube or something. That'd be the jam. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So, follow people on Twitter. I'm Chris Holden Dev. He's Brian _ McConnell. That's Skanker Zero. That's John Jones. He doesn't fight for the UFC. He's white. Like us on the Facebook. Subscribe on the YouTube. And if you want to go to Vimeo, that's cool too. There was some guy that he subscribed and friended me on YouTube and Vimeo in the same day and sent me messages and stuff. I'm like, wow, stalker. No, it's cool. So yeah,
Questions. Send us questions on Polycount.
yeah, send us questions. So we got the thread on Polycount. The CrunchCast is the thread. It's somewhere between millions threads about Skyrim.
Make it sticky.
And
Make it sticky.
Stick that shit. Yeah.
You want it sticky? I can make it sticky.
Oh, you could do that. 'Cause you're on the inside. Oh, you're on the
I'm a
inside.
moderator.
Damn. All
He's on the
right.
inside. He can make it sticky.
I have no idea what's going on.
I just hit the outro button, so that shit is playing. And thanks, you guys. Always a wonderful time. And we're still going after this. So I'll hit stop record, but
Hey, Chris,
let us know when it's all done.
if you want.